Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Government House, Yarralumla. Dawa Nuna, Dawa Nunawal. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we meet, the Ngunnawal people, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present, emerging leaders, and acknowledge any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that may be with us this afternoon. My name is Paul Singer and I'm the Official Secretary to the Governor-General, and as this badge signifies with its cross quills, I'm also the Secretary of the Order of Australia, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General, who is both Chancellor and Principal Companion of the Order. And I'm also the Secretary of the Australian Bravery Decorations Council, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General for Bravery Awards. Before we start the ceremony this afternoon, I'd like to acknowledge among our distinguished guests, Commodore Andrew Quinn, representing the Chief of Navy, Major General Natasha Fox, representing the Chief of Army, Air Vice Marshal Stephen Meredith, representing the Chief of Air Force, Assistant Commissioner Nigel Ryan, representing the Commissioner of the Australian Federal Police, Ms Katrina Purcell, representing the Commissioner of the Australian Public Service Commission, and Mr Andrew Phelan, representing the National President of the Order of Australia Association. Welcome all. Notwithstanding the challenges presented by the pandemic, we're delighted that we're able to proceed with these investiture ceremonies in a COVID-safe way. We're grateful for your understanding of and compliance with the measures that we've put in place to ensure that these investitures can proceed. The Australian Honours and Awards system provides a wonderful mechanism through which we as a nation can recognise and celebrate ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Since its inception in 1975, over 400,000 people have been recognised for their meritorious, bravery, military or national service. The Order of Australia is the principal means of recognising outstanding achievement, and it's important to note that nominations come from all parts of the community. Anyone can nominate. Today is a special day, not only for the recipients, but also for your friends, your families and communities. It's a day when we celebrate a diverse range of impressive achievements and service. As staff at Government House, my colleagues and I are privileged to play a small part in the recognition and celebration of that achievement. We look forward to making this afternoon a day that you'll all recall with pride for a long time to come. Shortly, I'll invite you to stand as Her Excellencies the Governor-General and Mrs Hurley enter the room and ask that you remain standing for the singing of the first verse of the Australian National Anthem. The investiture will then begin and proceed in the order listed in your programs. After I read their names and citations, the recipients will enter from the doorway on my right, and after they've been invested by the Governor-General, will depart via the central aisle to take up their seats at the back of the room. And it's at this point you may wish to show your appreciation with a short applause. At the conclusion of the investiture ceremony, the Governor-General will say a few words, and then we'll invite the recipients to join with Her Excellencies out on the state entrance for a formal photograph. And at this point, we just invite recipients to remain briefly in this room until Her Excellencies and recipients have departed, and then we'll invite you to proceed into the dining room where refreshments and afternoon tea will be served. So, ladies and gentlemen, please relax and enjoy this very special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the arrival of Her Excellencies the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia, Mrs Linda Hurley, and remain standing for the singing of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
A very warm welcome to you all to Government House here at Yarralumla this afternoon. A very special occasion in the life of our recipients, of course, their families, but indeed, I would think more importantly than that, for our country, when we recognise significant achievements by our fellow citizens. A delight to have you here. I begin by acknowledging that Government House here at Yarralumla sits on the land of the Ngunnawal people, and I thank them for looking after this beautiful part of our country for generation after generation and pay respects to their elders past and present. You'll have noticed today that these occasions are reasonably formal. Everyone's here dressed in their finery, military uniforms. The house is as good as we can make it look in autumn with those leaves everywhere. A very special occasion, and so it should be. As I say, we've got to recognise significant contribution to our country. But this is also an Australian Government House, so please relax, breathe, and smile, and applaud at the appropriate time. This is a day, I think, of rejoicing in achievements of our family members and, of course, fellow citizens of our country. Could I particularly say to families here today, thank you for your support and your role that you play in enabling our recipients to be acknowledged. I know that not one of the recipients could be here today if it wasn't for their family support. So thank you very much. This is very much your day as it is theirs. For the youngsters here, you are not going to expect that you are going to get homework when you come to Government House, but I'm going to issue homework to everybody at the conclusion of the formal part of the ceremony. And that homework is, how do we get people to come through that door? So watch, listen, and I will issue that homework later on. Our award system in Australia, I think, has a very unique characteristic, and that is it's a bottom-up system. People only can be recognised by our system, in our system, if people nominate them. You, sitting in those chairs, those watching at home, who know people who are performing similar acts and contributing to our community in the way we will see today. So that's a hint to what the homework will be about. So let's keep an eye on that and also think about diversity as we present the awards today. We'll only see a microcosm of it today. There are 15 people today, and we've done a number of sessions over the week. But bear that in mind as well, and think about the relationship of what you see to Australia's society as a whole. So there's a few more hints. So start thinking of it, and this is to keep you on your toes throughout the entire ceremony today. Okay. On that note, again, a delight to have you here, and I will now officially commence the investiture ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, to be presented with the insignia of his appointment as a member in the General Division in the Order of Australia, Mr. Stephen Byron. For significant service to the aviation infrastructure sector and to tourism. Mr. Byron is regarded as a leader in the Canberra business and tourism sectors and as an influential contributor across many areas of the community. He's led the 21-year transformation of the Canberra Airport precinct with a focus on excellent customer experience and sustainable design. He oversaw the addition of a $2 billion in airport infrastructure, a new terminal, a retail precinct, and 3 business parks which now cater to more than 10,000 people working for a range of government departments and private enterprises. Beyond his business roles, he gives freely of his time to multiple community organisations. Mr. Byron's drive and achievements have provided significant economic and social benefits for our national capital and its citizens. Mr. Stephen Byron, appointed a member of the Order. appointed a member in the Military Division, Brigadier Anna Duncan. For exceptional performance of duty as the Director Strategy, Plans and Assessments in Headquarters Combined Joint Task Force, Operation Inherent Resolve, while deployed on Operation Okra during 2019. Brigadier Duncan provided dedicated service to the harnessing and shaping of the elements that enabled Headquarters Combined Joint Task Force, Operation Inherent Resolve, to develop supporting plans for current and future operations. The team produced plans for the withdrawal of coalition forces from Syria, the generation of combat power through training of the Iraqi army, and established the intellectual underpinnings of the Iraqi Force Development Program. Despite invariably short planning deadlines, her professionalism and interpersonal skills were evident in the way she approached every planning task. Brigadier Duncan's efforts significantly enhanced Australia's reputation as a vital coalition partner. Brigadier Anna Duncan appointed a member of the Order. Appointed a member in the Military Division, Air Commodore Philip Champion. For exceptional service to the Australian Defence Force in international engagement and capability development. Air Commodore Champion provided exceptional service in his role as Liaison Officer in the Crisis and Operations Management Centre at Supreme Headquarters, Allied Powers Europe. He supported the International Security Assistance Force Operations Group in the command and control of operations in Afghanistan. As Officer Commander 92 Wing, he was also involved in the transition of the AP3C Orion to the P8A Poseidon aircraft, deftly preparing the wing for the new aircraft. As the Regional and Multinational Engagement Advisor in the United States Indo-Pacific Command in Hawaii, he expanded the bilateral and multilateral partnerships between the command and the militaries of the 36 regional countries. Air Commodore Champion is a remarkable officer who has performed at the highest level in demanding roles. Air Commodore Philip Champion appointed a member of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mrs. Wanda Hawkey, for service to the Polish community in Australia. Mrs. Hawkey has been an invaluable member of the Polish community in Canberra for over 40 years. She's willingly volunteered her time and efforts with a range of organisations, including the Council of Polish Organisations in the ACT, the Polish Community Council of Australia, and the Polish Ex-Servicemen's Association. She served as National Secretary of the Australian Institute of Polish Affairs, an organisation committed to expanding all aspects of Australian-Polish relations. Additionally, she is a member of the Australian International Chopin Piano Competition. Mrs. Hawkey's passion for the preservation of Polish cultural heritage has enriched Australia's multicultural fabric. Mrs. Wanda Hawkey awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, the late Mrs. Joan Scott, to be accepted by her daughter, Ms. Michelle Jones, for service to the community and to youth. Mrs. Scott had a long-standing passion and commitment to justice for all members of her local community. She served diligently as an independent third person in the Geelong region for over 28 years, supporting vulnerable people, no matter what time of day or night. She attended police stations to support people who were being interviewed as either an offender, victim or witness, and ensured that they understood their rights and police processes. Through her efforts, she gained great respect from police, accused persons and justice workers, and participated in many thousands of police interviews. Mrs. Scott was one of those unique individuals who give selflessly of themselves to help others. Ms. Michelle Jones accepts the award of the Medal of the Order on behalf of her late mother, Mrs. Jones Scott. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Dr. Andrew Tridgell, for service to information technology. Dr. Tridgell has been a leading open source software developer for over 3 decades. He is best known for developing the open source software Samba, which has had a global influence in file sharing and network attached storage. He leads technical development for the not-for-profit organisation Canberra UAV, which develops and promotes civilian unmanned aerial vehicles and systems. He also volunteers his time to other not-for-profit companies that provide IT support to the community sector in Australia. Dr. Tridgell is a respected lecturer and student supervisor at the College of Engineering and Computer Science at the Australian National University and is an inspiring mentor and role model for students. Dr. Andrew Tridgell awarded the Medal of the Order. We move now to the Conspicuous Service Decorations. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Wing Commander Matthew Harper, for outstanding achievement in air combat capability management for the Australian Defence Force. Wing Commander Harper made an immediate impact upon posting to Air Force Headquarters as the Deputy Director, Air Combat Capability. He quickly recognised the need to change Air Force's approach to air combat and began a process of redefining key aspects of the program. He challenged the direction of many Air Force and Defence projects, demonstrating conviction in forcing a rethink of the approach to future warfare. He also enhanced relations with United States Armed Forces on secondment during Operation Enduring Freedom. Wing Commander Harper's dedication has enabled Air Force to improve its air combat program, leading to superior capability outcomes for Australia. Wing Commander Matthew Harper awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal, Commander Charles Marchant, for meritorious devotion to duty as the Weapons Electrical Engineer Officer in HMAS Arunta. Commander Marchant joined HMAS Arunta as the ship was well into the Anzac-class Midlife Capability Assurance Program upgrade and was instrumental in quickly establishing a strong rapport with industry, enterprise and Navy support organisations. He expertly directed and guided the officers and sailors of the Weapons Electrical Department, particularly during the planning and execution of an extensive trials program, regional deployment and missile firing practices. His dedication to duty ensured Arunta was able to achieve all ship cycle milestones and mission requirements. Commander Marchant's professionalism and achievements, embrace Navy values and behaviours, and are of the highest order. Commander Charles Marchant awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal, Major Eli Hollis, for meritorious achievement as the lead staff officer for electronic countermeasure development and engagements within the Australian Defence Force headquarters. Major Hollis applied his unique subject matter expertise as the Australian lead in the Five Eyes Electronic Countermeasure Working Group and North Atlantic Treaty Organisation Counter-Improvised Explosive Device Team of experts. He demonstrated outstanding initiative and resourcefulness in the planning, coordination and execution of the Australian-hosted North Atlantic Treaty Organisation exercise Thor's Hammer 2019. Similarly, he was highly effective as the Staff Officer Grade 2 electronic countermeasures, where he contributed to the reform of Australia's radio-controlled threat networks and products. Major Hollis's efforts have significantly improved the safety and protection of deployed Australian Defence Force personnel. Major Eli Hollis awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal. We move now to the Meritorious Service Awards. Awarded the Public Service Medal, Dr. Richard Blewett, for outstanding public service through advancing the use of geophysical data to attract investment in Australia's mineral industry. Dr. Blewett has demonstrated scientific leadership through supporting the development and growth of exploration investment in the mineral sector. He has spearheaded the unification of state, territory and Commonwealth Government geoscience agencies under the single banner of Australian Minerals, ensuring that we are a preeminent country in attracting mineral exploration investment from the private sector. His expertise, combined with his ability to manage complex projects, has been key to gaining industry support in this vital resource area. Dr. Blewett has fundamentally changed Australia's approach to mineral exploration, and his efforts have contributed to the nation's long-term economic prosperity. Dr. Richard Blewett awarded the Public Service Medal. Awarded the Public Service Medal, Ms. Rachel Henry, for outstanding public service to the development and implementation of the National Consumer Protection Framework for online wagering. Mrs. Henry has been instrumental in the delivery of one of the critical components of the government's national online wagering reforms, the National Consumer Protection Framework for online wagering. Her ability to balance the priorities of the government, the community sector and the wagering industry has ensured that the framework provides nationally consistent consumer protections that support those experiencing harm from online gambling. She forged strong relationships with high-level stakeholders, enabling her to manage challenging negotiations over tough policy issues. Mrs. Henry has demonstrated superior dedication to the mental and financial well-being of our community. Ms. Rachel Henry awarded the Public Service Medal. Awarded the Australian Police Medal, Sergeant Scott Webber. For distinguished service to the New South Wales Police Force and to the policing profession Australia-wide, particularly through representative and advocacy roles. Sergeant Webber joined the New South Wales Police Force in 1994 and has been active in regional, state and national operations as a member of the Operational Support Group. In 2000, he was elected as an executive member of the Police Association of New South Wales. He served as Vice President in 2004 and then as President in 2010. Acknowledging his experience and commitment, he was appointed to the position of CEO of the Police Federation of Australia, representing more than 64,000 police officers across the nation. Sergeant Webber has brought great credit to the profession of policing through his dedicated service. Sergeant Scott Webber awarded the Australian Police Medal. Awarded the Australian Intelligence Medal, Mr. William Lee. For distinguished service to the national intelligence community. Mr. Lee has distinguished himself as a high achiever in the law enforcement and intelligence fields throughout the course of his extensive and varied career. He's demonstrated a consistently high work standard, the ability to innovate to achieve government outcomes, and great personal integrity. Mr. Lee has established an enviable reputation as an officer of esteem who demonstrates initiative and goes above and beyond the requirements of his role to benefit broader national intelligence priorities. Mr. William Lee awarded the Australian Intelligence Medal. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentations this afternoon.
We have acknowledged each of the recipients individually. I think it would be appropriate now to acknowledge them as a group. Well done all. Congratulations. Now, I hope you've noticed the breadth of activities and contributions that our recipients have been acknowledged for today, particularly those in the civilian side of the community, for contributions into the real fabric of what our society is about. Now your homework. You know who those people are in your community. You know the people who have been giving for many, many years to improve community and make that fabric of Australia really strong. So I need you to nominate them. Our system of honours in Australia is dependent on your nominations. Ours is not a system where an authority in Canberra says you're all doing a good job out there and reaches down and gives someone a medal. It is from you. So please nominate. The Official Secretary, Paul, will explain how to do that in a few moments' time. The other aspect that we need to work on, diversity. The number of women represented in our awards system as recipients has increased quite significantly in recent years, but we need to do more. It is not reflective of who we are as a society in Australia. And secondly, in terms of Indigenous representation and multicultural representation, we're not where we should be if we want to reflect the makeup of our country. So please, there's your homework. And I'd like to mark your homework as they come through this door in a year or two's time. This system depends on your participation. So thank you in advance of what you're going to do for us. And on that note again, congratulations to our recipients. Thank you again to the families. Linda and I look forward to meeting you all very soon to celebrate this really special day with you. congratulations and a joyous day for Australia. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Well, as the Governor-General has said, anyone can nominate a fellow Australian for recognition in the Order of Australia. It's easy to do via accessing the online nomination form, which is available on the Governor-General's website at www.gg.gov.au. And as the Governor-General has said, we look forward to welcoming those that have been successful through that process to an investiture ceremony such as this in the future. I now invite the recipients to join with Your Excellencies for an official photograph on the state entrance stairs. Would you please stand for the departure of Her Excellencies the Governor-General and Mrs Hurley and the recipients. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. We invite you to head now through to the dining room where afternoon tea and refreshments will be served, and Their Excellencies and recipients look forward to joining you shortly. Thank you and good afternoon.